always different having roommates. You never know what someone's capable of.
Well, I've got a big house.
She just thought, wow, this is gonna be perfect.
I love it.
Oh.
They had a type of father-daughter relationship.
We treated everybody like family.
Roommates. Cheers to that.
Living together was not a good idea.
Grow up!
Bad things are going to happen.
Sarah, what are you doing?
She just wanted to be free.
I trusted you. I needed you.
I think it finally exploded.
What are you doing? Everything was a giant red flag.
My mind could not process the pure evil.
You still owe me!
Really know who you're living with before you live with them.
Don't just move in.
That wasn't too bad, was it?
If you're an adult and you want to live with another adult, act like an adult. Find out who the person is. Don't just move in.
Harold Sasko is living the American dream. Harold was very caring, very giving, thoughtful. I would tease him that he was a perfectionist. He loved things to be clean. He loved things to be orderly. He had a 5-bedroom, gorgeous house. I asked him one day why his house was so big, and he told me his dream was to take in foster children.
Harold Sasko was the owner of 3 pizza restaurants.
Bills. Oh well.
And they were really popular in town. Everyone's family and friends went all the time.
While Harold enjoys the good life, 19-year-old Sarah Gonzalez McClin is still figuring it all out. Sarah was just like any other teenage girl. She loved shopping. For the past few months, she's been working at one of Harold's restaurants.
Good morning, Sarah. Early again.
Just sucking up to the boss. Many people said she was one of the top employees there.
People liked her. She was honest. She was a good worker.
Hey,
His employees were his family.
you okay? What's wrong?
My parents are divorced. I need to get out of the house.
I think Sarah wanted to have nobody to be beholden to.
I think when you're that age, you just want to get away and escape. I want to be independent, but I don't know how to do that.
She didn't have enough money to put money down on an apartment.
Okay, well, I've got a big house. I mean, I suppose I could rent out a room for a couple $100.
Mr. Sasko said you could come live with me.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, up. Let me talk to my girlfriend first. Come on.
Thanks.
Harold and I had been dating about 6 months, and our relationship was serious. It was very important to Harold that I meet Sarah, basically just to let him know that I understood and that I was comfortable.
I can tell she's in trouble. And if there's something I can do to help, I feel like I should.
Sweetheart, look, I get it, and I think it's great.
Harold and I had very serious discussions about Sarah.
I think she'll be happy here.
Yeah, good. To tell you the truth, I could use the cash anyway.
Oh? Hi.
Sarah, this is Kim.
Hi.
Sarah felt excitement just to be somewhere new
Come on in.
where she could start fresh.
Okay. Bathroom's over there. My room's over there. And this is your room.
She just thought, wow, this is gonna be perfect.
I love it.
Oh.
Before long, the pair settle into a comfortable routine.
No. It's okay. Sarah, here.
Harold was just very grateful to be able to have Sarah there to help mentor her.
Don't stab it. Just kind of whisk it.
It seemed like a good situation. Sarah needed a place to live, and Harold was helping her out.
I officially love cooking.
Well, good. Well, we better hurry up if we want to get to work on time, all right? I'll drive.
You have a vegetable garden?
Sarah always wanted to be able to move to some forested, wooded area and live around nobody. Be a survivalist. At first, things were going well. There weren't any issues.
Words could truly not explain what was about to come.
It's been a while since Harold has had to share his kitchen, let alone any other room in his house.
Sarah?
Roommates can add a whole different dynamic, but it really depends on the person you are.
Sarah,
What?
did you finish the coffee?
Something wrong?
Anytime you move in with somebody new, there's an adjustment period.
How long are you gonna be in there for? I gotta brush my teeth.
Okay, chill.
Okay.
You're worse than my dad.
I think the whole thing of getting a roommate is how much you're willing to compromise for that person.
Sarah,
And how much are you willing to put up with?
this was the last of the toothpaste.
I'm sorry. I just didn't realize how everything was so expensive, and I just...
It is hard. I mean, when you first set out, your paycheck's $122 and your rent's $300. Okay, what do I do now?
Okay, yeah, I get it.
I don't think Sarah was prepared or ready to live with a roommate and have that responsibility for the first time.
Maybe it's time we get you a credit card.
I've tried, but I just keep getting rejected.
What if I co-sign for one?
He opens a credit card in her name.
Really?
Yeah. But you have to make the payments.
He let her know if she doesn't make the payments, it's going to look bad on your credit.
Ah, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Getting a credit card should teach Sarah responsibility, but she is still a teenager.
They were on sale.
Looks like that credit card's getting a workout.
Shopping may make her feel better, but not about everything.
I think every girl, especially in their teens, is self-conscious about body image. Sarah was very young and very insecure about herself.
Look at this nose.
You could get a new nose.
What? You would help me with that?
Harold learns about Sarah's wanting for a nose job.
I think she probably felt special, and he paid for it.
Harold did mention to me that that was one of the things that he wanted to do for Sarah, to help bolster her self-esteem.
I'll pay you back, I promise.
Okay.
It's a small gesture on Harold's part, but a big boost to Sarah's self-esteem.
Sarah perceived that the nose job would make her a beautiful person inside and outside.
It also gave her self-pride and self-respect.
But nothing in life is free.
What do you think?
I think it looks expensive.
It's not, but thank you.
Well, you can thank me by paying up.
What?
She was 19 and she just thought that's an adult's job is to pay bills, not hers.
It's the first. Rent's due?
Oh, right. I'm a little short on cash.
Okay.
When you're young, you realize, oh man, I have to pay bills, I have to pay rent, I have all these payments, and you're just not used to it.
I have 3 restaurants, and I have a mortgage. You want to stiff me on rent? Sarah, what are you doing?
Hal, I'm sorry.
No, see. Sorry doesn't pay my bills, okay? Just grow up.
Even though Harold had a truly giving heart, he also had his boundaries. Harold stood his ground.
And I'm paying for the groceries, I'm paying for your coffee, and I'm paying for your nose jobs.
Sarah was really feeling the pressure at this point.
I think Sarah was worried.
You're not gonna take advantage of me.
She trusted him. And then he let her down.
But don't think you're gonna screw me.
You can't be serious. I'm done. I'm quitting.
I think when you decide to have roommates or live with people, you should do a background check, really know who the person is, and just really know who you're living with before you live with them.
The financial burden that comes with having a roommate is taking its toll on Harold.
I mean, here's a young girl freeloading, wanting a free place to live, wanting all this stuff.
Sarah's first credit card statement delivers a hard dose of reality.
No. No. This can't be right. Hal, what are all these charges?
I think Harold was just treating her like an adult. You gotta pay rent, you gotta pay bills.
How else do you think I was gonna afford your nose job? I had to put it on the card.
But I can't afford it.
I think the pressure to suddenly make all these payments was a lot for her.
But
And you know what? I also co-signed for you. So if you don't pay up, you're gonna screw up my credits. And that's not going to happen.
All these bills and rent put a lot of stress on her and probably put a lot of stress between them both.
What Sarah doesn't realize is that Harold is having money problems of his own.
Running 3 restaurants could be really stressful, especially with all the financial pressure that Harold Sasko was under.
Harold was feeling very stressed out by Sarah's lack of cooperation in fulfilling her financial responsibilities.
Of course. More bills.
Everything was getting worse and worse.
Yeah, make sure to slice them just a little thinner. That's it. Yeah, no, that's perfect. And be sure to cut them just a little bit thinner. Yeah, that's perfect, just like that. Perfect, nice work. You're late.
sorry.
Go get ready. Good work. No, that's perfect.
Conflict over money eats away at their relationship.
Harold would leave pieces of paper, documents saying, this is what you owe, you need to pay me by such and such a time.
Well,
I can pay you some of it, but not all of it.
okay, so now you're costing me money to live here.
Things weren't going the way I think that Harold had planned with Sarah.
Okay, well, today I worked a double shift that you scheduled me for. I can't deal with this right now.
I don't care.
Sarah felt that the constant complaining by Hal was something that she was tired of.
I am trying. Oh,
She dearly loved animals.
hey, little guy. Did you miss me?
She didn't want to be around anybody because she didn't trust anybody. I think she was just in a real quandary.
Harold's financial issues continue to mount, and the fact that Sarah's behind on rent only adds to his problems.
I can't kick her out. If I kick her out, I'll never get my money back.
The money issues that they were incurring created tensions. Harold would be stressed and tired and sometimes frazzled.
Well, do you need it that bad?
I'm losing the restaurants.
What?
Business is down.
There were indications that they weren't doing well, that he might have to close them.
You figure it out. Okay? You always do.
He might have to take bankruptcy.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
A downturn in business doesn't only affect Harold.
Thanks, man. Great job this week.
The restaurant wasn't going well. I don't think Sarah was making enough money there.
Is it payday? Those checks?
Guys,
Where's mine?
Harold Saska was actually keeping her paychecks as a form of rent.
I don't think that he would have just took her whole paycheck. That's not him.
Fine.
what are you doing?
I'm quitting. I'm done.
Sarah can walk out on her job, but that doesn't mean she can get away from Harold.
At first, he was her boss, she was an employee, they had a type of father-daughter relationship. And then when she quit working there, that relationship vanished. I don't think they really knew how to be together once that element was dissolved.
Do you have any idea how much you owe me?
Just give me some time and I'll catch up on rent.
Rent? You think life is all about rent?
There was just a whole volley of expenses that Harold did not anticipate with Sarah.
Last month, electric bill was $90. The month before that, $120. Water is $75 a month. And toilet paper. How much toilet paper do women need?
More groceries, sharing the fridge, you have to buy more things.
And eggs. How many eggs did you have last week? 2 eggs. 6 days a week.
Harold did keep a tab of what Sarah needed to pay.
And pancakes on Sunday. Oh, and syrup. Maple syrup. All of the maple syrup. Now divide that by 2.
You can't be serious.
Sarah thought, and rightfully so, this is a guy who has my best interests in his mind. He's going to help me. He's going to mentor me. And then the stuff about, well, you haven't paid me, you owe me.
Oh, and thank you for the toothpaste. I've already crossed that off my list. But you still owe me. And not for that pretty little nose of yours. Now, how are you going to pay me back, especially after you quit your job?
Look, I've been nice to you, I'm sure he says to her. Don't you think maybe there's a way that you can show your thankfulness for this.
To everybody else, you're this really nice guy. But you aren't, are you?
She saw two sides to Harold.
It's not a nice person.
I don't like being taken advantage of.
I'll leave. I'll move out.
Without paying me what you owe me, I will take you to court.
When there's enough stress and there's anger, sometimes things are said, and I'm sure that that might have been a way to try to get Sarah's attention.
Hal, please.
Oh, you want to go to your room? Yeah, no, go ahead. You know how to find it. But don't think you're gonna screw me. You hear me?
I don't think Harold had any idea what Sarah was capable of doing.
Hi, little guy.
Do we know when people are gonna snap?
Still owe me rent!
When Sarah moved in with Hal, she thought this was somebody who was going to help her. She realizes that he wasn't nice.
Living with a roommate is supposed to be a stride towards independence, but it has not worked out that way.
You want to hide from me, Sarah? That's fine.
When she knew that the debt was over $14,000, she just couldn't believe it.
You can't hide from debt. All this is going on your card.
The amount that he probably wanted back didn't even touch the amount that she probably owed him.
Sarah texted her sister that she felt like a caged animal. And I think that just shows Sarah's mindset and where she was at in life. She wants freedom.
Sarah may want out, but she doesn't have anywhere else to go.
She thought about going to live with her sister. But she had a baby, there wasn't any room. She's broken.
As the tension grows between them, walking through the house is like walking through a minefield.
They're totally from different walks of life and different parts of their life.
She was homeschooled by her mother. I don't think that prepared her at all for dealing with people.
Harold and Sarah living together was not a good idea.
Neither of them will put up with this much longer.
There's no escape. You can hear each other's footsteps.
Hey, Sarah. I thought something is terribly wrong with Sarah.
Well, hello to you too.
There was something Harold was quite upset with. When he was not happy, there was a look, and you knew it.
Haven't called me much, but
You want to go out? Or do you want to tell me what I'm doing wrong?
talk to me.
No, leave me alone.
Hey,
I said leave me alone, okay? I can't handle you right now.
That was it. Harold and I broke up. I was devastated.
We're done. I don't want this anymore, okay?
Help!
Got enough to deal with.
I always wonder if I just had one more conversation. And that's one of the things that I always regret.
Regret also weighs heavily on Harold.
She's gone. I pushed her away, and it's all my fault.
Kim?
She loved me, and I ruined it. Just like I ruin everything. Sarah, I'm so sorry that I've been so horrible to you. Can you forgive me?
Okay, we can work something out.
Thank you.
Yeah, I forgive you.
You've always been so sweet. And so beautiful.
What are you doing?
Okay.
Get off of me.
That was a mistake. You still owe me rent!
For Sarah, it's the ultimate betrayal.
She was abused when she was younger.
When she was small, this next door neighbor was abusing her. Men have always let her down.
Good morning, Sarah.
She meets Harold Sasko, who is her white knight. And then that son of a bit, that guy, does what he does to her. I just think he was morally sick.
Is he really helping this girl, or is he pressuring her?
Do you hear me? You still owe me!
But I think at that point, Sarah said, that's it. I'm done.
All she needs is a plan.
She starts to just kind of fall down this tunnel. What was going on in her mind? In those deep, dark, recessed places got awakened.
Do you like our house? Wanna go in the kitchen?
I think this would creep anyone out.
There you are.
I can't imagine what it must have been like for her.
Hi, little guy. We're home.
She abhorred him, hated him.
I am sure that he felt very unhappy with what he had done, because that would be very unlike Harold.
Sarah?
That wasn't too bad, was it?
Sarah went to Pet World and bought a rabbit that was white and cute and fluffy.
Just relax.
Sarah?
It was a horrific situation.
Harold made the comment that he had met the devil on earth.
I trusted you.
Pure evil.
What are you doing?
She slit the rabbit's throat, bled it out in the sink.
If someone's killing a rabbit with a knife, that's definitely a red flag. That's someone you should probably question if you should still live with.
Sarah?
I always wanted to be a hunter. Be truly independent.
She said she was into this survivalist mode. Gonna trap, shoot, capture rabbits. Things were just so strange.
That that would be a final straw for Sarah in the mental state she was in.
What's wrong, huh?
I think this was a turning point for the relationship.
Harold would have been extremely horrified. Harold just didn't know what to do next.
Instead of calling authorities, Harold decides to handle the problem himself.
I'm sure Harold had a soft spot for Sarah, so I don't think he wanted to just kick her to the curb.
He wanted to deal with it and figure out a way to move forward with Sarah.
Sarah got a text from him.
In the text, he said, "I'm sorry. I tried to make moves on you. Can we talk about this?" And Sarah said, "Sure."
I'm sure she read that and thought, yeah, you ought to be sorry for doing that.
And Sarah asks Harold, "Are you gonna be home on time?"
It all culminated in that night.
Harold gets back home from work, and it's just a typical night.
How was work?
It was good. Listen, Sarah, about...
We just gotta start all over again, right? Okay? I never meant to take advantage of you.
Sarah was being really nice, really friendly when he got home. There doesn't seem anything suspicious about it.
I just want us to be friends again.
Friends. Roommates. I swear it'll be different. Thank you.
Yes, it will.
Sarah offers him a beer and says,
Roommates.
Cheers to that.
Harold wasn't suspecting anything at all.
Take a seat.
To Harold, I know that everything felt normal with Sarah that evening.
Thanks. What are you cooking? It smells great.
Trying out a new recipe. I really hope you like it.
Bad things are going to happen.
What's wrong, Hal? Aren't you hungry?
There was no indication from her what she was about to do.
I trusted you. I needed you. And you thought you could take advantage of me.
It was just horrible.
My mind cannot process the pure evil that existed within.
Harold hasn't shown up for work in days. And no one has heard from Sarah.
Sarah's father called the police.
When the police arrived to the house, they could see a white cell phone on the table inside. And when they dial Sarah's number, the cell phone vibrates and lights up. And now the police are concerned that Sarah is inside. Then the officer notices that there's a motionless body lying on the floor inside. The police, after seeing the body, break down the door and enter the home. That's when the police smell the decaying body that's been there for days, lying in the pool of blood.
When investigators found Harold's body, it was a horrible scene. He was nearly decapitated, but they just said it was like a bloodbath in there.
They look up and see the word freedom written in blood on the wall.
There's no sign of Sarah or Harold's car.
And at this point, Sarah has now become a prime suspect.
Police immediately issue a nationwide alert. Over a week later, Sarah is found 1,400 miles away in Florida, sleeping in Harold's car.
She parked and didn't realize that the park closed. He called in the number and found out that she was wanted.
Do you know why you're here?
Because I killed Hal?
Can you show me how you did that?
Sarah was proud of what she did.
I trusted you.
No one is prepared for what they're about to hear.
The miscommunication, the sexual advances, killing the rabbit, everything was a giant red flag.
Sarah said she did feel very trapped living in Harold's house.
What are you doing?
Still owe me rent!
Sarah shared that I feel like a caged animal. She just wanted to be free.
I can't do it anymore.
She's only got one path at this point in her mind. It's her escape, and Harold is her enemy.
When Sarah watched all these YouTube videos on how to kill rabbits and guinea pigs, it was actually a dress rehearsal for what she was about to do next.
That wasn't too bad, was it?
Given her troubled history, a dark seed is planted and takes root.
There's no doubt in my mind that she knew what she was doing.
By the time Harold comes home for dinner, Sarah has it all planned out.
We just need to start again.
She's acting nice to him. She's bringing him beer.
Sarah crushes up 5 Ambien pills and puts them in Harold's beer.
She drugged him.
Cheers to that.
Take a seat.
Sarah actually killed the rabbit and ended up making it for dinner for Harold. Harold stood up and he started to wobble. And then he fell flat on his stomach. Sarah zip ties Harold's hands and his feet. And she uses the knife to basically slit his throat, nearly decapitating him.
Goodbye, Hal.
Harold, who originally took Sarah in to really try and provide her a life of freedom. And her life of freedom cost Harold his life.
She then took the knife, took a towel, wiped up the blood, and right above his head wrote the word freedom.
that just seemed so unreal. It seemed like it was out of a movie.
There was pure shock. There was unfathomable grief. Nobody could grasp what had occurred and why it had occurred. It just was unthinkable.
I mean, it was a brutal homicide.
Sarah Gonzalez McClin is charged with first-degree murder for the killing of Harold Sasko, but she argues she is not criminally responsible.
It's what we call in the state of Kansas mental disease or defect. All of the things that have happened to her before were a build-up to where her mind couldn't take it anymore.
Sarah is convicted of first-degree premeditated murder.
Sarah got the hard 50 sentence with no parole. The judge said the murder was carried out in an especially cruel, atrocious, and heinous manner.
To this day, I can't tell you the shock I felt. And then she has to do the hard 50. It's just not right.
Sarah's family appeals the conviction and is denied. They are currently working to reduce her sentence.
I'm still worried about her when she gets out. And now I don't have that trust in people. I do not let anybody come in my home.
I truly do not believe that he ever thought that Sarah could be the threat she became.
I think if Mr. Sasko would have said, you know what, Sarah, just get out. You don't owe me any more money, this wouldn't have happened.
I did love him. He has a piece of my heart, always. He was just really a genuinely good, caring person. His intentions were always pure. Maybe they weren't perfect, but they were always pure, and he meant the best.
You never have a clue on when's the last time you're going to see somebody. And this is the part that you hurt more than anything, is you can't make memories anymore. We lost a good man. You want to believe that he's going to come walking through the door, that it was somebody else, that wasn't him. But life doesn't work that way.